God has built into most Christian moms a strong desire to protect our kids from any kind of harm. Whether we're insisting that they wear a coat or jacket in cooler weather, or limiting their time on electronic devices, or maybe enforcing a curfew, we're doing our best to keep them safe in every way. Hi, I'm Amy Orr, Christian mom, founder of Nurtured and Nourished Moms, and your advocate in the pursuit of God-honoring health. It's a privilege and a pleasure to encourage you in your faith and on your journey to better health. I'm so glad you've stopped by my channel today. As a mom, I know you're doing your best to protect your kids from all kinds of harm. And it's hard, isn't it, with all the dangers they could be encountering in the world today? So today we're going to talk about 3 specific actions we Christian moms can take to help protect our kids from harm, God's way. Let's get started. Protecting our kids is sometimes physical, sometimes emotional, and sometimes spiritual. If our kids are going to go through life avoiding big mistakes that cause heartache and regret, if they're going to stay away from destructive, sinful behaviors, it won't happen by accident. It will be because God keeps them on the right path and protects them from self-destruction. And the earliest tool he seems to prefer to use in keeping kids on the right path is by teaching them obedience to their parents. Ephesians 6:2-3 says, "Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may have a long life in the land." So the first action you and I as Christian moms can take to protect our kids in this life is insisting that they obey and show respect to you and me and to their fathers. When our kids are toddlers, they don't even see the dangers around them. We're on guard 24/7 to be sure they don't burn their hand touching a hot skillet handle. We're right beside them when they take a bath because we know they could drown in just a few inches of water. It is absolutely essential that we insist on quick obedience while our kids are so young. Because if they don't learn to obey the right way and right away, there are plenty of instances where hesitance and just a tiny bit of rebellion could actually cost them their lives. Obedience doesn't guarantee that accidents won't happen, but the wisdom that comes with respecting God's established authority gives our kids the safest route. And if their dad doesn't happen to be on board with insisting on quick obedience and respect, I understand it's probably going to be an even more challenging thing to instill. But God is more powerful than any person, and he has been known to step in and make up for many of our faults and failures as parents. In this case, we do our best to insist on obedience and respect, model the same behavior for our kids, and pray for God to help our kids see that these lessons are for their good. This brings us to our second point. The second action you and I as Christian moms can take to help protect our kids in this world is teaching them that God's laws and rules are good. Don't let your children grow up thinking that God made rules to ruin our fun and to withhold good things from us. That's exactly the sort of thinking that led Adam and Eve to sin and to ruin the paradise God had given them. No, God's laws and rules were given for our protection. He planned us, he designed us, he lovingly created us. He alone knows what is best for us. And he provided an instruction manual for us, the Bible, with all these laws and rules in it so we could know how to live in a way the way that really is the best for us. As Psalm 119:105 puts it, His word is a light leading us down the right path in a world that is mostly blinded by darkness. So this leads us to our third and final point. The third action you and I as Christian moms can take to protect our kids in this world is helping them learn to love God's word. Help them to see what a gift it is, this instruction manual for our lives. Bible stories aren't just for Sunday school and children's church. Part of our duties as Christian moms include teaching our kids about what's in God's word. Speaking of the commandments, those 10 commandments God had given his people, Moses said in Deuteronomy 11:19, "You shall teach them to your children, talking of them when you are sitting in your house, and when you are walking by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise." He also said to write them on the doorways of their homes and on their gates. It's our job to make sure God's word is in front of our kids as long as they are in our care. Not only should we be helping our kids learn from God's word, but if they are going to love and honor his word, they need to see that we love and honor his word as well. This means we Christian moms must strive to be faithful in reading and studying the Bible regularly and consistently, not just to check off something on our to-do list every day, but because we deeply desire to meet and spend time with the God who loved us so much, he sacrificed his own perfect son to save us, even while we were hateful, ungrateful enemies. In teaching our kids to love God's word, we are teaching them to love God himself. And as we said at the start, God is the only one who can protect our kids in this world and keep them on the right path all the way into eternity. I sure hope today's video has been helpful and encouraging to you, my friend. Now that we've covered the 3 actions we Christian moms can take to help protect our kids God's way, I'd like to invite you to join our Christian mom community on Facebook. We do emphasize natural health and wellness, but we also share much needed encouragement from God's word, and we have plenty of fun together too. If you would enjoy learning together with us and could use support and encouragement from other like-minded Christian moms, check the video description here for a link to our Facebook group. Moms of all ages are welcome, grandmas too. If you found today's video helpful, please take a second to give it a thumbs up, or maybe even share it with another mom who might be concerned about keeping her kids on God's path. And be sure to subscribe to this channel so you'll be able to find and have access to all of my other content aimed at supporting and helping out Christian moms. Until next time, my friend, keep your soul nurtured and your body nourished. See you next time.